face the door. Face a particular place. Not the tabernacle, but you're close. Face the temple. And where was the temple? In Jerusalem. So you're supposed to face Jerusalem. Now, if you're in Florida, which way do you face? If you're in Florida, which way do you face? Which direction? East. If you're in Israel, you're going to face Jerusalem wherever it is. In our case, we're north of Jerusalem. In fact, if I stand this way, we're almost due north of Jerusalem. Almost. So we face south to face Jerusalem. If you're in Jerusalem, you don't face Jerusalem, you're there. You face the Temple Mount, where the temple once stood. Right? That's the idea. So that's important for Jews. But in this case, it's very interesting that this synagogue, it looks like that's the main part, like you would face there, because you come in the door from the south. But that doesn't make sense. It seems that you should turn around because Jerusalem is to the south. Besides that, there's something missing in this synagogue. Two things are missing. One is called the bima, and the bima is called the high place, and that's where the Torah would be read, from the highest place, like a platform with steps usually or something, so that whoever was reading the Torah, and it does not have to be the rabbi at all. In fact, there doesn't have to be any rabbi in the synagogue. The rabbi doesn't necessarily lead the service. He's not necessary for it. Okay, everybody knows the prayers, everybody knows the order of service. You don't have to have a rabbi there to lead you. You have to have a leader, but it doesn't have to be the rabbi. Okay, so the bima is where the Torah is read. The scroll is opened and placed on a table and read from. The other thing that's missing is what's called the ark. It's a box, like a cupboard, which holds the Torah scrolls. It's based on the Ark of the Covenant. Remember the Ark of the Covenant? That box of shittim wood that's covered in gold with the seraphim and the cherubim on the top facing each other, or not facing each other if things weren't going well. And inside the tablets of the law. So when we have the scrolls of the Torah, we put them into a box, we call it an ark. And that's missing here as well. So why is it missing, and where would it be? Well, typically, the ark is in the wall that you face to pray. So if I was building this synagogue, I wouldn't have the door here, I'd have the door down there, and this space would be for the Torah ark. So that when you face the ark, you're facing Jerusalem. You see? The bima would be in the middle, sitting in the middle. And the seating, you can already see, is around. You can see the benches around on each side. Usually it's all the way around. Okay? Like that. Now, maybe, here's a good speculation, because I've seen this in other synagogues where there is no bima and no ark. Maybe there was like a temporary thing on wheels. And somebody in the community kept the bima and the ark together in their house, and whenever they needed it, they would roll it in. Then they could just put the whole thing right here, and there you go. See? And everybody would stand that way and face it, and they would be sitting right. That's the way it works. Now, I was sitting down, and Jesus in Nazareth, after he finished reading from Isaiah, he sat down. But he sat in a particular seat. The seat has a name. And we think the seat was right there, like next to the door, or near the bima, near the ark rather, wherever that would be. And it was a special seat. It had a name. It was called the seat of Moses. The seat of Moses, because whoever sat in the seat of Moses was charged with teaching the Torah, the law. How many laws are there in the Torah? Come on, how many? Well, you know 10, right? Well, that's the outline. Altogether 613. Why? Because if you go back to the Exodus story,